Hello and welcome to my channel, Infinite Intuition. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if not, then just welcome. Before we get started, I do want to say I apologize if you hear my cat at all. He's very calm and not being disruptive at all, but he is sitting next to the camera and the microphone, so you might actually hear him. Or actually, maybe not. He's getting off right now. Thanks, Sora. Thank you very much for moving. That is very kind of you. He's like, oh no, Mama is recording. I should move. But today what we're doing is just a political check-in video. I just want to ask some of the same questions we have been asking, just to see if there's some of the same energy going on. Are we still getting the same answers? These are also questions other intuitives have been asking and checking in with. And I'm also going to be including some of my own questions today. And some of those questions are going to be around the event that happened in the White House recently. I don't know if you guys have heard about the choir that performed, and I'm going to be posting the video of it down below as long as it's still up. But what they were singing, if you've seen the musical Les Miserables, which I'm probably butchering the name, but Les Mis, if you've seen that musical, I don't know the title of the exact song, but it's Can You Hear the People Sing? And that's the phrase of that song that I can remember. And the choir sang this at the White House. Like I said, I'll post that link down below so you guys can watch it. But it's so powerful to have that song from that musical, all about the French Revolution, be performed inside the White House, and I believe even in front of F-45, as well as other members as well. So I'm going to be asking some questions about that, because what I'm curious about is, did I actually predict this? I'm going to need to go through some of my past videos and try and find the one where I was talking about how after the election, and we're seeing F-45 won and that it's a red sweep and all of that, that 4 days, I kept hearing that Les Mis song in my head. And then during that time, I also had I did a meditation, and it was a meditation I remember doing when I was watching a video from Ask the Spirit Guides. I've talked about her before. Her name is Karen. Definitely look her up. That's Ask the Spirit Guides is her channel. And she does these meditation videos where her guides give a big hug with her dowsing rods and just allow healing and clarity to come through. So I did one of these videos, and I started talking about how I envisioned, and I wrote this in a comment on her channel for that video as well, how I envisioned the US coming together. And I'm kind of looking at that as like I may have been picking up on the vibe of people holding hands in protest, singing the song in front of the White House. And it wasn't just the White House, it was also, because like not everybody in the US can get to the White House, so they're standing in front of their congressman's important buildings, like or maybe their homes, things like that. But more so, an important building. Holding hands, singing the song, and then it expanded out to the world joining us. And now we're seeing more and more protests pop up. There's been protests in all 50 states. And now we've got this song that I was hearing in my head after the election be performed inside of the White House. So no, it's not like a literal prediction. Like I didn't see people inside the White House singing this song. But I think I was more so picking up on the vibe. I was more so picking up on the energy that was to come. So that's what I want to check in on and see if I'm right or if I'm just crazy. But let's go ahead. I'm going to take a few breaths. If you want to do it with me, go right ahead, but I just want to ground myself for a moment before I ask any questions. So. Are you aware that I'm wondering if I predicted the Les Mis song being sung in the White House? Yes, thank you. Did I actually predict this? Yes, thank you. Did I predict more so the overall energy these protests are giving? Yes, thank you. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to know. So I just wanted to record that to experience basically with you guys what I had predicted. So like I got chills this morning when I saw that video of the choir. And I was just blown away. I was just like, oh my God, they're actually singing the song. They're actually singing the song that I heard in my head. I thought it was just a metaphor at the time when I was hearing that song. But no, they were actually singing it and standing around the room shoulder to shoulder. They weren't holding hands, but they were close enough where they could. Because I think it was a military choir, so they had to stand up straight, shoulder to shoulder. But still standing together, literally standing around the whole perimeter of the room, singing the song among Congress. It's amazing. It's so powerful. So we're going to go ahead and ask questions that we've already asked before. And I think, yeah, I'm asking a little bit more about the protests as well. So, oops. That's what happens when I have to shift. Okay. So, let's keep going. Will there be action taken towards F-45 from now and well into March 2025? Yes, thank you. And the reason I'm asking this, guys, is because I've been listening to astrology readers, and of course as well as tarot readers and people who use a pendulum like I do. they are talking about a lot going on. It doesn't have to necessarily be specific, but just how the energy is looking right now. There's going to be a lot of action happening from now and well into March. And my guides just confirmed that. So are those readers correct when they say there's going to be action? Yes. Thank you. Will the Dems take action? Yes. Thank you. Will there be more protests? Yes. Thank you. Will these protests continue to be nationwide? Yes. Thank you. Will there be violent protests? No. That's a pretty big swing on no. Very big swing on no. Wow. Okay. And fast, too. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I may cut or speed up there because my cat's feeder went off, and so you're going to hear crunching in the background. I apologize for that. Is there any chance protests will become violent based on current energy? No. Thank you. So these peaceful but yet aggressive and firm protests are doing its energy for are doing its job for positive energy. They knew what I was trying to say. Thank you so much. Will F45 be POTUS in March 2025? No. Another big swing on no. Thank you so much. Will Joey B be put back in the office as POTUS in March 2025? Yes. Thank you. Will the Lotus be vice president when Joey B is placed back as POTUS? Yes. Thank you. Will the Lotus become POTUS in March 2025? Yes. Thank you. Will the Lotus become POTUS in March 2025 because of Joey B's health? Yes. Thank you. Will Joey B's health be a cause for his passing? Yes. Thank you. Will he pass in March 2025? Yes. Thank you. Okay. And now we're going to move on to the arrests. Will F45 or Is F45 arrested? Yes. Thank you. Is the muskrat arrested? Yes. Thank you. Is the muskrat on U.S. soil? No. Thank you. Is the muskrat at The Hague? Yes. Thank you. Is Vance arrested? Yes. Thank you. Is the Speaker of the House arrested? Yes. Thank you. Were F45, Vance, and the Speaker all arrested the same day at the building with 5 points? Yes. Thank you. Is Netanyahu arrested? Yes. Thank you. Is Pooty arrested? No. Thank you. Is Pooty unalived? Yes. Thank you. Was he unalived because he was trying to escape? Yes. Thank you. Did Pooty actually go live on camera last week? No. Thank you. Was the supposed live recording, or was the supposed live footage actually a recording? Yes. Thank you. A couple weeks ago, F45 spoke to Pooty over the phone. Was that actually Pooty F45 was speaking to? No. Thank you. Was it an AI-generated voice to sound like Pooty? Yes. Thank you. When asking about these arrests, am I picking up on future energy? No. Thank you. So just to confirm, I'm not picking up on energy that would be for 2026. No. Big swing on no. Thank you. So since we're talking about these arrests already have happened, I'm picking up on past energy. Yes. Thank you. So you're saying these arrests have already happened? Yes. Thank you. Are you also saying that these arrests are being kept from the public? Yes, thank you. Will these arrests ever be known to the public? Yes, thank you. Will there be a new contest for POTUS in 2025? Yes, thank you. Will the Lotus be a running mate? Yes, thank you. Will Liz Cheney be the Lotus's opponent? Yes, thank you. Will the Lotus win the contest? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the month when the new contest will be held? Are you saying May? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the month when the Lotus will be inaugurated? Are you saying June? Yes, thank you. Do you have a message you would like to give us? Okay, thank you. Okay, can you point to the first letter of your message? Are you pointing to K? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter of your message? Are you pointing to A? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter? Are you saying M? Yes, thank you. Are you saying Kamala? Yes, thank you. Do you have another message? Okay, what's the first letter of the message? Are you saying I? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter? Are you saying S? Yes, so far, what you have in your message is Kamala is that correct? Yes, thank you. So I assume you have another word you'd like to spell? Yes, thank you. When you're ready, can you point to that first letter? Are you pointing to P? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter? Are you pointing to O? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter? Are you pointing to T? Yes, thank you. Are you spelling out the word POTUS? Thank you. I've never asked them to spell something out before, so this is amazing. Do you have another word you'd like to give us? Yes, okay, thank you. What's the first letter? Are you pointing to J? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter, please? Are you pointing to U? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter, please? Are you pointing to S? Yes, thank you. Are you going to spell out the word justice? Yes, thank you. Are there any other words you'd like to give us? Yes, okay, thank you. Can you point to the first letter when you're ready, please? Are you pointing to I? Thank you, yes. Can you point to the next letter, please? Are you pointing to S? Yes, thank you. Okay, so our first part of this new message is justice is. I'm assuming you have another letter or another word? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the first letter of that word? Are you pointing to C? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter, please? Oh, thank you. Are you saying justice is coming? Yes. Thank you. Sorry that I sound a little emotional. I was not expecting it to be like this. Oh my god. Okay. Do you have another word you'd like to share? Yes. Okay, thank you. When you're ready, can you please point to that first letter? Are you pointing to M? Yes, thank you. Can you please point to the next letter? Are you pointing to U? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next letter, please? You pointing to S? Yes, thank you. Are you spelling out musk? Yes, thank you. Is there another word? Yes, thank you. Can you please, when you're ready, point to the first letter of that word? You pointing to I? Yes, thank you. When you're ready, please point to the next letter. Pointing to S? Yes, thank you. Okay, so the first part of your message is musk is that correct? Yes, thank you. What is the next letter of your next word? Or first letter of your next word? You know what I mean. Are you pointing to the letter D? Yes, thank you. When you're ready, can you please point to the next letter? O. Is that correct? You're pointing to the letter O? Yes, thank you. Can you please point to the next letter? Are you pointing to the letter N? Yes, thank you. Are you spelling out the word done? Yes, thank you. So your message is musk is done? Yes. Thank you. Wow. Is there another message you'd like to give? Yes, thank you. Can you please point to the first letter of this new message? Are you pointing to F? Yes, thank you. Can you point to the next part of this word? Are you actually pointing to the number 4? Yes, thank you. Are you saying F45? Yes. Thank you. Is there another part to this message? Yes. Thank you. Can you please point to the first letter? Oops. Are you pointing to I? Yes. Thank you. Are you spelling out the word is again? Yes. Okay. So the first part of this new message is F45 is? Yes. Okay. Thank you. What is the first letter of the new word? You're saying the letter D? Yes. Thank you. Is this new message also saying F45 is done? Yes. Thank you. Okay, sorry I had to cut there because it's getting emotional, but I'm going to keep going. Do you have another message for us? Yes. Okay, thank you. What is the first letter of your new message? Are you pointing to the letter H? Yes, thank you. What is the next letter? Are you pointing to the letter A? Yes, thank you. Can you please point to the next letter? Are you pointing to G? Thank you. Yes. Okay. Are you spelling out the word Heg? The Heg? Heg? I can't say it right. Yes. Thank you. Are you saying Musk, the muskrat, and F45 are going to the Heg? Oh my god. Yes. Thank you. Is there another message you'd like to give us? Yes. Thank you. What is the first letter of this new message? Are you pointing to the letter L? Yes, thank you. What is your next letter? O. Is that correct? Are you pointing to O? Yes, thank you. Can you please point to the next letter? Are you pointing to V? Yes. Are you spelling the word love? Yes. Thank you. Is there another part to this message? Yes. Thank you. Can you point to the new letter of this new word in your message? Are you pointing to A? Yes. Thank you. Can you please point to the next letter? Are you pointing to the letter N? Yes. Thank you. Are you spelling the word and? Yes. So the first part of your message is love and? Yes. Thank you. Can you point to the first letter of the next word? Are you pointing to L? Yes. Are you saying love and light? Yes. Thank you. Is that what we're going to be experiencing in March? Is love and light? Yes. Thank you. Are there any other messages? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I had to move my cat, so I had to cut there. When you're ready, can you please point to the first letter of your new message? Are you pointing to the letter G? Yes. Thank you. Can you please point to the next letter? Are you pointing to the letter U? Yes. Thank you. Can you point to the next letter? Are you pointing to I? Thank you. Can you point to the next letter? Are you pointing to the letter D? Yes. Thank you. Can you please point to the next letter? You're pointing to A? Yes. Thank you. Are you spelling out the word guidance? Yes. Thank you. Is there another part to this message? No. Okay, so love and light, and guidance is what you want us to know. Yes. Thank you. And when you say guidance, are you meaning divine guidance? Yes. Thank you. Okay. Are there any other messages you'd like to give? No. Thank you so much for all of your messages tonight. Wow, okay. Wow, that was a lot. Oh my god. So we got Lotus is POTUS, Justice is coming, Musk is done, F-45 is done, We got that they're going to The Hague. We got love and light. And we got guidance from our spirit teams. This is all that's to come soon for us. And I think that's so beautiful that so many of us are putting in the work to have a better future, to save our country, to save our people. And we're doing it without violence. We're doing it with love and light. It's because of these protests. It's because of people waking up to what's going on. It's because we put in the work with love and light to bring justice and to save us. And it's so beautiful that we're doing it. We banded together as a community. And we're doing it. And for those, who can't get out of their home to do protests, to do something like physically active, like myself, we're finding other ways to try and contribute. And it was something that I was actually going to be talking about next before I got emotional here. That on the Ask the Spirit Guides channel, I've been talking about this more than once on my channel here, that as a nation, we've been coming together to meditate every single day, starting 3 o'clock Eastern Time, and then it goes 3 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Mountain, 3 o'clock Pacific. So depending on where you are in the country, you may relatively your time feel like you're starting earlier. Okay. So like if you were on the Pacific coast and joined in on the Eastern Coast time for 3 o'clock, you would be starting at noon. Mountain time would be starting at 1, Central would be starting at 2. And then Eastern time, it would end at 7. Central would end at 6. Mountain would end at 5. And Pacific would end at 4. So you get 4 full hours. I don't think I'm doing my math right. If not, it's okay. Like, the point of this is just to say, please join in on this meditation. You don't have to necessarily be present. You can just put the intention out there. You can play meditative music in your home while you're cleaning, even while you may be like away at work or something like that. Just something to join in every day. You can even just do it in your own time, as long as you're just setting the intention out there. It's good enough because it's working, guys. So let's go ahead and ask 2 questions. I've asked them before in my last election video, or political video. You know what I mean. Okay, so are people still participating in the meditation I'm talking about? Yes. Awesome, thank you. Is it working to bring justice? Yes. Thank you. Actually, there's another question I'm thinking about. Is this helping to bring justice sooner to the people? Yes. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, just because you can't go out and protest if you are somebody who can't do that physically, you have other ways that you can help, and it's simply just by intention and energy, just putting all of that out there, putting your love and light out there. Maybe even some of you feel guided to do a specific thing to help participate. Maybe it's listening in on these readings. Maybe it's doing meditation with with certain readers, like Karen Alaska Spirit Guides with her dowsing rods, and she has that specific video to do a meditation cleanse. You know, something like that. Maybe you felt guided to listen to this video so you can hear this message and all the other messages that we got today from Spirit. Okay, so this ended up being a longer video than I thought it would be. I thought I would just be like a couple minutes, but Spirit really had a lot to say. But thank you so much for coming by, guys. Thank you for hearing these messages. I hope they helped. I hope it made you feel better in some way. Remember, guys, love and light. So until next time, bye.